So today I'm starting out the vlog outside. I'm in my front yard with Kate and we are going to be working out in our yard today. We have some weeds we want to cut down and some really dead rose bushes that we've tried to bring back and they just like won't come back to life. So we're gonna cut those down, make the yard look a little bit nicer today. We're gonna pot some flowers and we're also gonna redo these terracotta pots. We're gonna like put, I don't know, Kate knows what we're doing, put on some like white paint or something to make them look a little bit more like worn and antique or like whitewashed. So I thought I would just bring you guys along for all of that. So the first thing we're gonna do is move all of these bricks. These were actually along the outside of our front fence when we first moved in, but they didn't look that great. So we moved them and they've just been sitting here since we did that. And now I think we're gonna move them over into this area and just kind of relay them and make it look a little bit nicer. Okay, so it's actually the next day. We finished cutting out all the weeds and dead rose bushes, and we also raked up all of these leaves that have been in our like front yard for way too long. So now, here, I'll show you guys actually. So we took out those dead rose bushes and weeds. There was like a huge giant weed right there. It's already looking a lot cleaner. And then, yeah, we raked up all those leaves. We're gonna throw those away. And then we're gonna pot all of these plants. And like I said, we're going to kind of distress those terracotta pots to make them look more, I mean, not completely like that, but a little bit more like that. Okay, so we just moved that big white pot that was over here to there, and it kind of fills this area in a lot. And then we planted some more plants in that one.
Okay, so now we are going to get into distressing the
Terracotta pots
that we got. Can you grab that one over there so we can
The little one?
show? Yeah.
Oh, this one?
Yeah.
So this is one that you already did, right?
Yeah, so we're gonna kind of do this. And there's a few different techniques you can use. If you want to be super professional about it, you can look up tutorials on Pinterest. But there's a couple using garden lime. This is stuff that makes your hydrangeas change colors because it changes the pH balance of the soil. If you get this wet and you can paint the pots, it will turn white, but it's not gonna turn completely white. It's gonna still show some of the color through. We're not gonna do this today. Today, we're gonna use some chalk paint and some joint compound. It's pretty foolproof. You kind of just go for it.
And are we each gonna do one at a time?
Yeah. So while Shannon's grabbing vinyl gloves because she can't stand chalky feeling on her hands, that's what the joint compound leaves all over your hands. You can use little tools like this. You could use a paintbrush in there, like a really stiff one or big bristled, to go up and down the pot, or you can just use your hands, which is what I like to do and what I did on the one that I showed you guys first. Same thing with the chalk paint, except I'm not gonna use tools for the chalk paint. So to get the antiqued look that we want, we're using really thick, bristled, chunky brushes. It's gonna leave not so perfect surface. It's gonna be kind of uneven. Another tip is chalk paint brushes cost a lot of money at the hardware store. Go to your craft store and get a stencil brush. It will be like a quarter of the price. So that took us all of 3 minutes.
And it was really fun. Like, I just want to keep doing it.
So this is my chalk paint one. I went up and down with the brush strokes. It's mostly white with a little bit showing through. If you wanted to, you could go through with a piece of sandpaper and kind of sand some of the paint off so it has more of a natural look. But what I'm going to do with this is stick the bottom in the dirt and kind of turn it, and then just kind of rub the dirt off the bottom. I think it will look like it's been sitting in somebody's garden forever.
What is this stuff called?
Joint compound.
Okay, so I mean, you guys saw how I put the joint compound on. I did the exact opposite. I went in like a circular motion around. I think that looks better.
I like this better
than doing both, because I think both would have looked less natural. And then Kate reminded me to do this inside bit.
I just did mine. I didn't do the whole thing, just so when there's dirt in there, it doesn't look like it's a brand new pot on the inside and the outside's all distressed.
And here's what mine looks like up close.
I really like that one.
I like that I left some of the terracotta showing. I think in person it actually looks better than it's picking up on camera, but I love it and I want to do it to all my pots now.
Another thing is, if you do go on Pinterest and read some of these DIYs of how people have done these pots, a lot of people will get a sealer, like a spray paint clear sealer. I think that's just an extra step in wasting money, because the whole point is you want them to look distressed. So if some of the joint compound comes off, or if some of the paint starts peeling off, that's just better.
Also, I don't think I would want my garden pots to be like shiny. I don't know if it leaves a shiny finish, but I think this looks great. And it doesn't rain a lot here, so these will probably just look great all year.
I think even if it did rain, I think it would just leave a really cool effect. So there you go. So find yourself a nice dirt patch,
which we have a lot of.
I'm just gonna stick it in here. And I mean, if you really wanted to go for it, you could do the whole pot like this.
Looks
there
so
you have
good.
it.
Looks so good. Perfect.
How easy was that?
Okay, so it's a little bit later in the week, but I wanted to show you guys how the pots turned out. This is my favorite one that I did with the joint compound. This one was a lot lighter than the one you guys saw me doing just a few minutes ago, and I think this one looks so good. It's like a really light layer, and I left it kind of more naked in some areas and then a little darker in others. Just, I wanted this one to look really like naturally aged, and I think it looks so cute. And then this is one I did even lighter, so you guys can see you really can do as light or as dark as you want. And then this is the one Kate did with the chalk paint, which I think looks equally as cute. And she also made a really good point. You guys saw her putting like the dirt on the bottom of the pot to make it look really natural. But she also said if you live in like an apartment or you don't have like dirt in your front yard, you could also use coffee grounds, which I think is such a good idea if you live like in an apartment or in the city. And then you could even do it with a fake plant in a pot. So you guys can do this if you don't have a yard too, which I think is really fun. And that's kind of it. I hope you guys liked watching this DIY. It was really fun to do, especially with Kate. And I'm gonna try to brainstorm some more DIY videos and some more like home videos, because I know you guys really like those. With Halloween and the holidays coming up, I'm definitely gonna do some more like holiday focused videos, and maybe like my next video or soon we'll be decorating for fall, which I'm really excited about. Don't forget that I have a vintage online shop, Shop Great News. It will be linked down below. We also have a Depop where we sell stuff that doesn't make it to our site, which is kind of confusing, but go check it out and it will make sense to you. And I think that's it. Be sure to follow me on Instagram if you aren't already, because I do a lot of polls and try to interact with you guys on there, so I know what to film on here. And I think that's it, but thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you next week. Bye!